This time, on Highway Through Hell, ice assaults the highways.
Whoa! Whoa!
Slow down!
Forcing tough recoveries in BC
Whoa! Whoa!
and Alberta.
Now it's too close to the rotator. Feeling the stress.
And a new member of the team
That's shit ice.
faces a first night that could be his last. On the Highway Through Hell, the last line of defense is a heavy rescue team ready to tackle any disaster, because closure is not an option.
Freezing makes the roads bad, eh? You have to drive slower on icy roads.
North of Lac La Biche, Alberta,
Oh man, it's ridiculous. This big sheet of ice.
Arctic winds are assaulting the oil patch highways. Ice is building up. And Jamie Davis Heavy Rescue is on high alert.
Nobody told you, Jim, there's a rollover at 184th and 16.
When the road is super icy on those days, you know, and there are a few of them up there in the north, it's very easy for a semi, you know, just to blow off the road.
Just after 9 a.m.,
We are en route from Lac La Biche right now.
it's time for Randy Jackknife to get to work.
I got a call. We have a jackknife semi in a ditch.
The Lac La Biche local is fighting to earn a permanent spot on Jamie's team.
We've been adding new people and trying people out. We're just gonna have to see where Randy fits into the picture. You know, we're gonna give him a try and see if he can make the grade.
We are headed 6 kilometers north of Wandering River on Highway 63 towards Fort McMurray. The roads are bad this morning. You can see the glare off the ice from the headlights.
These conditions could give Randy the chance to show Jamie what he can really do.
You know, it's just chaos. I would love to stop and help, but my main task right now is to get the semi out. Crazy. He skidded a long ways, holy smokes. He's very lucky. He actually could have rolled that truck.
The semi lost control on the ice, crossed the oncoming lane, and skidded into a field, twisting into a jackknife.
Just give me a few minutes, I'll assess it and make sure everything's okay on your truck. Seems to be okay. The truck is still running. He's got no fuel leaking. Put your air brakes off and drop your air. We'll try to get you out. You can see how dangerous it is. People don't even slow down. You know, I gotta have my game on here. The highway, there's not even no footing. So I am gonna back up a little bit further more in so I'm off the highway so I don't create another accident.
With those kind of conditions, you're a target at the side of the highway.
Holy. Whoa, whoa! Got another trailer in the ditch here. He never even stopped. Oh, yeah, he's gonna take a run for it. Hopefully he gets out. Come on, babies. Come on, babies. Keep moving. Give her, give her, give her, give her. Give her, buddy. He's actually made it out. He managed to save himself and drive through and continue on. He could have possibly run into us and caused another accident. If my winch line was hooked to that trailer when that semi come flying through that ditch, he could have took my tow truck over. He could have cut himself in half with the cable. It could have been a lot worse. I want you to drop your airbags and then release your brakes, and I'll give you a slow pull. All right.
On the other side of the Rockies, in BC,
It rained and it snowed. It could be a little dicey in some areas.
a mix of freezing rain and snow has left its mark on Highway 5.
Heading up the Coca Alley here to the top of the mountain. There's an accident involving a dump truck that's flipped over.
John leads the way to an urgent job near the summit.
Your mind's going a mile a minute. Do we have a loaded truck? Is it an empty truck? We don't know. We never know.
It's a dump truck, so this is our scene.
It's got a trailer. This job just got more complicated. It just got bigger.
I'm not gonna get it out by myself, just because it's a truck and trailer unit. We'll need a second truck up here, a second big truck. So we'll make the call here.
With HR 116 in for scheduled maintenance,
I got a flipped over dump truck and trailer, top of the Coke.
John calls Jamie's brother, Jason, at Aggressive Towing.
Okay, thanks, buddy.
Within minutes, operator Chris Mervin is on the road.
We'll take a look and see if we can't help the guy out.
Back on the hill,
I'm heading up there, get traffic shut down.
Jamie's stepson Brandon is on his way to work traffic control.
Whenever I head up to a wreck, I'm always kind of a bit worried because I've had so many close calls with getting hit.
This morning, Brandon will be working one of the busiest stretches of the highway.
This job is the most dangerous one of them all because you're the one blocking the tow trucks from getting hit. You're the one blocking the accident scene, so if anyone's getting hit, you're the first one.
Morning, Brandon.
Hey.
Do you want to start setting up? Because we're on a little bit of a hill, so if you start setting up behind the hill. It's still frozen up here. So I'm just worried about somebody coming too fast and then all of a sudden seeing us and hammer the brakes and go, oh no. And then cause an accident themselves.
I keep him 20 feet, 30 feet in front of me. As they see him, they slow down a little bit, so it keeps us both safe.
He's not gonna slow down.
Thank you.
Back in Alberta, Randy's still reeling from his close call with a runaway semi.
Treacherous. It's snowing, and then the snow was covering the hidden ice underneath. That was chaos. Once I hook you up, you release your brakes, and I'll give you a slow pull. All right.
He needs to finish his recovery
Here we go.
and get away from icy Highway 63.
Now I'm gonna stop there for now. Get you straightened out. Keep your wheel the way it is. Turn your wheel a little bit this way. Right there. Oh, okay, that's good. Perfect. I'm good. Now stay in your truck. All right. Okay, back up. Back up. Put it in gear. Back up. Turn that way. Turn your wheel. Oh, this way. No, that way. Eye contact. Focus with me. Turn your wheel the other way. Whoa, whoa. Hold it. What are you trying to do? You need to get your truck straight, not crooked like this. Like he's trying to jackknife the semi coming back out.
As traffic picks up, so does the risk.
You're in the danger zone at the side of the highway.
Keep going.
You want to get the job done and get out.
Turn your wheel. Listen.
Back on the Coquihalla in BC,
Hey, truck's here.
the Big Iron has arrived. Aggressive Towing's 50-ton. with Chris Mervin behind the wheel.
We got the Panda Bear and the Captain. We're doing good.
Oh, yeah. We got the whole circus here. She spun right around, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Merv's hat may be ridiculous, but this guy really knows his stuff.
First thing, we got to work on getting the strap down and underneath the box.
So we gotta put a strap underneath the box of the truck and strap it around so that when we start rolling this over onto its wheels, the dump box doesn't separate from the truck chassis.
She's gonna be a hard one to get one under there, isn't she?
Yeah.
But we decided that the best scenario of getting the box a little bit off the ground so we could get a strap under it was attach a line to the back axle. That's a lot. Pull on it a little bit and see if we could get the box off the ground at least a couple inches. Come on, John, let's see what you got.
I'm pulling that truck, you're looking at tons and tons of force on that cable.
With John lifting the truck,
You get down in there?
Phil slides the strap underneath.
I just can't get it to go under the box, so we need to lift the truck a little bit more.
Try pulling on her a bit, John.
They got some kind of an accident scene up here.
On BC's Highway 5,
The J-hook's gonna drop down up here.
Heavy Rescue is trying to strap down the box of a dump truck so they can flip the truck upright.
I just can't get it to go under the box, so we need to lift the truck a little bit more.
John will have to lift the truck just enough so Phil can get the strap underneath.
Well, that don't help.
God, I broke a cable.
Well, that's worst case scenario right there. You're trying to get a strap underneath it, the cables don't quite hold, one of them broke.
Why do you think I was using the shovel?
If that cable were to come at me and hit me, well, I could lose an eye, I could lose my head.
A line has a certain braking strength, it has a safe working load limit on that line, and really what it is a big mathematical question. Math should be figured out in your mind before you even attack a job.
Well, it got under it.
Fortunately, we were able to get that strap underneath before the cable broke.
With the strap now securing the box to the truck, the crew can start rigging.
Pull out your other line, put a snatch block in it. High line though.
High line, yeah.
Don't go to that orange strap.
To avoid snapping his second winch line, John will double it up using a snatch block.
A snatch block allows you to reduce the working load on the line.
They'll rig high lines to the rear of the truck and flip it upright together. Then a line from Merv's 50-ton will pull the truck out.
Close the road.
Probably gonna have to for a few minutes here till we get the nose up and over.
Pulling the truck and trailer out as a single unit will get the job done faster.
We're not moving until you shut it down. We're watching for you.
But they'll need both northbound lanes.
When they needed to shut down traffic, I went and shut down traffic.
We're gonna kind of just lift the truck over these tree stumps and drag it straight up the road.
Looking good?
Yep.
Pulling.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Come on, baby. Just a little more.
That tree is gonna screw us. They don't look very big. It's stopping the truck. There we go.
Coming out good. Gonna keep pulling on it.
Just hold the brakes.
Okay, the truck brakes are on.
Bye, Not really comfortable with the way it's sitting on the back end. There's not much holding her from going back down and in there.
Merv's moved it as far as he can. He needs to reposition.
It's a hard thing. You want to open the highway, but you don't want it to go back in the ditch.
Is there a big lineup up there or what? It's like a parking lot.
Things are really picking up here and it's getting stressful.
They need to finish the final stage of the pull and get off the road.
I'll get you to jump in there, release the brakes.
There's no more air.
No more air?
No more air.
This truck's been flipped over on its side. All the air's leaked out of it, so the brakes are locked.
When we run out of air, we need to know first, because now we're blocking the road with no air in a truck.
By these brakes being locked up, the tires aren't gonna roll, so it's just gonna drag. We need to get these brakes off. We need to get them released.
Anybody know how long this road's gonna be closed?
The truck is getting straight.
Over on Alberta's Highway 63.
He's coming out.
Randy has straightened out the jackknife. Now, he must pull the rig back onto the highway.
Highway 63 to McMurray is very dangerous. People do not slow down. Say, look at people like that. Scary out here.
Randy will have to move right to the edge of traffic.
Keep moving, keep going.
And his flagger has been delayed at another job.
Keep moving, keep going.
I figured I could probably get him out of there faster. All on my own.
You don't do recovery on the highway without having flaggers in place. If you have to wait a day for flaggers, or if you have to wait till the next day for flaggers, you do it.
I gotta try and get out of here because we don't want another wreck. People slow down. Hey, I'm gonna pull you. So back up with me. We want to get your trailer on the road. This is the most dangerous part right now, getting onto the highway. Turn the other way.
The road conditions and the traffic are only getting worse.
The way these guys are driving on that 63, everybody's going and going and going, and nobody's slowing down. You can skate on that highway.
When I say go, you go. As soon as traffic comes, I got one more vehicle. Okay, you ready? You ready? Okay, come on, give her. Turn your wheel over that way. Give her. Keep going. Keep going. Give her. Go. That was very stressful. That was something for sure. Very, 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 very scary.
We're just gonna have to see where Randy fits into the picture. See if he's here for a long haul or if he's gonna be a short run, you know? We'll see.
That was very stressful.
What are we gonna do with the highway closed?
High on the coke in BC, Brandon stopped both northbound lanes so Merv can complete his pull.
That closure is not an option.
But it's not just the traffic that's at a standstill.
We're in mid-pull, the road's closed, and the brakes are locked. We need to get this truck rolling.
Now hook an airline up to it and air it up. Shut off?
Yeah, that'll work.
The crew races to set up a connection to the air compressor on John's record.
We gotta put air into it to get the brakes released so it's a little bit less pull on our truck.
Primary's climbing. It'll take a minute.
They got us all sitting here. We don't get paid by the hour.
Up around the curve, Brandon's eager to get the backlog moving.
Hey, come on, let's go. Let's get this done now. We're supposed to get the road open.
You got enough?
Primary's at 100.
Okay, push the brakes.
They're released.
You ready, John?
Yeah.
Now they'll rig up for the tow to the yard, and they only need one lane to work.
Okay, Brandon, we still have to hook up the units.
Brandon reopens the slow lane so impatient drivers can get back on the move.
Holy, we caused quite a lineup, guys.
We did.
People are just blowing by here. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Slow down!
We're working in the fast lane. I look up. I see Brandon's running towards us. I'm thinking, what are you doing? You can't be with us. You need to be up there keeping us safe.
What? What?
I'm going.
What? What?
Slow down.
On BC's Coquihalla Highway, drivers are making up for lost time.
People are just blowing by here. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Take out both your ends and put them opposite way again.
John and Merv are relying on Brandon to handle traffic control around the curve. But as they rig up for the final tow to the yard,
Our traffic control guy's down here with us.
What? What?
I'm going.
What? What?
Look at my vehicle. Look where I am. I almost got hit head on. He was beelining towards me, and I felt like my life was just about to end. So that's when I freaked out and I just ran.
You're playing a dangerous game now, buddy.
So we're still working here.
Holy
I mean, we're still blocking one lane. Nobody knows anymore. And they're coming through here at 120, right? That's... Sit up there.
Yeah.
A little bit of a scary situation.
I understand that Brandon got scared because the truck almost hit him. But ultimately, that's your job, is to be there to protect us.
the job is finished. And so is Brandon.
I decided, I'm done with it. I'm not doing it anymore. It's far too dangerous. I'm 19. I'm too young to be putting myself in this much danger. I have a life ahead of me. It's not worth it anymore. I'm not risking my life anymore.
After 4 years, Jamie's stepson is leaving the family business.
I think it's better that I don't force him in being involved in the business. He doesn't want to do it. I get that. I don't have a problem with him.
I have dreams that I hope to one day accomplish. And I can't do that by doing this, so it's time for me to really start pursuing what I love.
But as Brandon puts the Coke behind him,
They got all the signs up saying heavy snowfall.
there's trouble on the horizon.
Supposed to get about 20 tonight.
20 centimeters?
The next afternoon, at the Coldwater Maintenance Base, highway crews are gearing up for a major storm.
We're full on getting prepared for the storm so that we can keep traffic moving.
There's a foot of snow on the way,
This here plow has been worn right down.
and every weapon in their arsenal has to be ready.
We have to have so many pieces of iron out there when the storm hits the fan.
Hey, Robert, how's things going?
Good, Jamie.
Back at the yard, Jamie's also getting ready with a newly promoted member of his team.
It was pretty important that we have really good flagging here. We've kind of had problems with flagging for a while, so I want you to end my flagging problem.
Robert's a veteran flagger, and Jamie's hoping he can take over where Brandon left off.
We decided to put Robert in charge of traffic control for our whole operation.
I take my job very serious. Flying for about 16 years altogether. I love it. I look out for everybody else. I protect anybody that's on the road.
People's lives are at stake. Our guys are out there. You know, they need to concentrate on their job and they need to know they're protected. Robert's motivated to do it properly.
With weather on the way,
Finalizing.
Robert's first night on the job will be a trial by storm. "500 miles northeast."
This year is shaping up to be a busy season.
Bad weather is also on the way to Highway 16 in Alberta. Albert Baury, Director of Protective Services for Yellowhead County, is expecting the worst.
Highway 16 is a major thoroughfare for everybody. Anybody that needs to come east-west in Alberta will travel on Highway 16. Highway 16 is a dangerous highway. Heavy volumes of traffic, ice, snow, poor visibility, wildlife all over it. There are enough accidents on this highway that when it's busy, the tow companies are overwhelmed. We could use another tow company here.
When things get really crazy busy, they need all the help they can get out there.
Edson 604 from command.
At 8 p.m., heavy snow starts to fall on Highway 16.
We just had another accident here.
And Colin McLean heads out.
We had a truck trailer that had gone off the road into the ditch.
Colin really has to dig deep now and pull everything he knows together to pull this stuff off.
Yeah, it's gonna be a busy night. So
From his first glimpse, Colin can already tell it's not going to be easy.
Son of a bitch.
Is it supposed to snow all night? Yeah, expect heavy snowfall.
On BC's Highway 5, the storm is hitting hard.
Looks like there's about 3 or 4 inches on the ground already.
An army of snow plows fights to keep the Coquihalla clear.
We all work as a team, right?
I'm out of sand.
it could be a long night if the snow continues.
Just before 10 p.m., Robert is heading up the hill for his first night as head of traffic control.
We're going up this way to scout it out, just to see if there's any problems.
He'll be watching out for part-time one-ton driver Ray Potter, on the lookout for stranded drivers.
We keep a circuit on the road. We keep checking. If there's any accidents or anybody broken down anywhere, we should be one of the first ones on scene.
Jamie hired me to keep the public safe. He hired me to keep his crew safe. I like keeping people safe. That's what I'm doing today. I'm looking out for other people.
And as Robert approaches the summit,
Yeah, we have one here.
You have your beacon on?
We got everything on, brother.
10-4.
the storm has claimed its first casualty.
Just get me out of here so I can get going. I still got 8 hours to drive.
Robert sets up a safety perimeter, closing one northbound lane.
Rob's right there. I rely on Rob when I'm up there because he's the one that actually saves me from getting hit.
I'm 6'1" and 280 pounds. Reflected gear, like a big neon light.
Okay, when I start to pull you, we'll pull you straight out that way. Okay.
With Robert watching his back, Ray can go to work.
Put the Tundra at least good 75 yards as a buffer, me in front of the buffer. If anybody thinks going to get hit first, it's going to be the truck or me before they get hit.
For the final pull, Robert stops all northbound traffic.
Here you go, sir. Have a safe trip. He's on his way. Everybody's happy. Now we're gonna continue on and just keep going.
It's just going to get worse tonight. And if people do not slow down, it is a big recipe for a disaster.
In northern Alberta,
he's a good one, bud.
Colin still sizing up the tanker wreck just off Highway 16.
We're figuring 15 to 20,000 kilograms in it, but it's got some crude.
Well, it was quite a big wreck, so yeah, I called in extra guys and the other heavy wrecker.
The tanker, pulling a trailer, swerved to avoid wildlife on the road. It slid into the ditch and flipped its trailer down on the highway.
But here, I'll show you the spots where I was thinking that maybe we can strap to.
All traffic on Highway 22, an important connector to 16, is shut down.
He put pretty much the whole truck in the ditch.
But the trailer was on its side, still up on the road, still attached. They'd pumped out about half of the tanker unit through its hatches. They were just working on cleaning up the crude oil, steaming it off the road, create a safe working environment for us.
It's pretty greasy. Yeah, that's nothing to fool with right there.
The biggest challenge for Colin is working in an extremely tight space.
It's a very narrow highway. With the rotator, you need a big platform to work. You need to spread your outriggers out, and you need to have some room to do that.
Right now, my priority is getting this up on the road in line with the flipped over trailer.
Colin needs to disconnect the truck before he can flip the trailer. To separate them, he must pull them back in line.
That's good, that's good, that's good.
The crew rigs up the rotator and HR-66 to straighten out the wreck.
Pull him in. Get that disconnected now. Okay.
They can pull the truck out of the way, while Colin figures out how to rig the trailer, which still has half its load of crew.
We got all kinds of here to deal with, right? I wish this ladder wasn't here, but it is. You've got this tanker laying on its side, and the only thing that's really on top of it is 1-inch aluminum tubing. I don't know, I don't think that's gonna be strong enough, is it? What are you gonna grab onto to lift that up properly? There's not really a whole hell of a lot. I can't even strap this hatch because it's got this in the way of it.
Because the road is so narrow, Colin will use 2 lines to lift and roll the tanker in place, while 2 more lines catch it.
Okay, we're just gonna go with the yellow one first. This was a good opportunity for me to really put my skills to the test.
To pick up the load, rotate it in the air, and set it down on its wheels. Especially being half loaded full of crude oil on such a narrow place.
Not too fast.
You know, the rotator takes years to learn, and Colin has really only been at this for a few months now.
All right, let's give her a shot and see what happens.
Back in BC, the storm is past. But near Falls Lake, at the summit of the Coquihalla, there's still a trail of carnage.
The guy lost control, and he came from the slow lane right over onto the fast lane and rolled his truck into the ditch. They're all okay, which is a good thing. When it's a rollover, there's usually people seriously hurt. I gotta flip it over and then pull it out once it's on its wheels. I want to get off these roads real quick because there's just pure ice out here and it's dangerous. Just hopefully everybody drives safe while I'm out here.
70 yards down the road, Robert stands guard with 1 northbound lane shut down.
He's the one that's more in danger. He's stopping the traffic and slowing the traffic down.
These guys are going way too fast on us here.
And not always do they slow down up on the Coke.
You know, I understand that you got to make a living and everything else, but at what cost? They don't consider other people's lives or their own lives, especially the conditions of the road, right? It's shit ice. It's just like glass. Sliding, right?
And the slippery conditions are causing problems for Ray.
Oh yeah, that ain't gonna work. I kind of figured it was gonna slide. I was hoping it wouldn't. I gotta angle my truck out more. I'm just sliding.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do,
because of the ice.
I'll stop traffic.
Yeah. He had to stop traffic so I could reposition.
That night, the vehicles were going way too freaking fast. Like, you know, everything was lit up. All my signage was up.
Better.
Some drivers heading up the icy hill only seem to be thinking about making the summit.
People just thought common sense. They were just in too much of a hurry.
Stop! 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 Stop!
Semi just clipped the truck.
Near the summit of BC's Coquihalla Highway,
This guy was coming up way too fast.
Robert's first night as lead flagger was almost his last.
I ran into our truck, this guy. Hey, buddy. You signing back there? Hold back there, sir. The speed limit's 120. When it's icy like that, this is a big truck.
Yeah.
You just go right down to 60. When I ran out of the way, and I looked over my shoulder, all I could see is that trailer coming. And I said, truck. And I got out of the way, and it's bang.
If he had a trip or even the least little slip, he would have been on his back on the ground.
And Robert's placement of the flagging truck saved at least one more life.
It's what saved me because it deflected the trailer back straight again. And if it hadn't have, he would have got me.
But the traffic is still coming. And Robert has a job to do.
Him running back to his post and starting to deal with the traffic again was amazing after what he just went through.
With Robert standing guard, Ray can finish his job.
Yeah, that's kind of a little shaken up, but that's not going to stop me. You know, this is Coquihalla for you.
Let's try this again.
Within 15 minutes, the wreck is cleared.
Okay.
And as Robert packs up his gear, the weight of his near miss starts to sink in.
Was freaking close. 40-ton vehicle has come right at me. You know, I can see his freaking headlights. What if I would have slipped? And it would have hit me. What a night.
Phil arrives to drop off an old backup flagging truck.
Trucks are replaceable. You can't replace a life.
If he didn't have the truck parked where it was, he would have hit me. But because the Tundra was sitting there like this, when he hit, it shot the Tundra like this and ricocheted the trailer back straight.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the big guy upstairs looking after
It's
all
not
of
your
us.
time.
That's right.
It's not your time. Okay, backers out.
We went right back out. The old truck. It's cool. Look for another one.
All right, let's give her a shot, see what happens.
500 miles northeast in Alberta. Colin must pull off a new move with the rotator on a very tight stretch of highway.
Gotta be kidding me.
He needs to get the trailer's wheels
This is close to my truck.
to bite into the icy highway, rolling it upright.
Hanging I work.
But instead of flipping, it's sliding, and Colin's running out of room.
Hopefully he doesn't get a spanking later for hitting the truck.
I thought for sure I was going to slam that thing into the side of Jamie's truck.
Just taking a little bit of a moment. Just need to catch myself and just rethink.
He's got the wreck on the move, but in the wrong direction.
The road's solid ice. The tire didn't bite the way I kind of was hoping it would. Now it's too close to the rotator. And I'm worried about it coming over and smacking the rotator. Feeling the stress, yeah, definitely.
He needs a new strategy.
Things aren't working. You step back and you rethink your plan, you know? It's just what you do. It's learning.
Can you get your truck on here? See if you can actually slide it out a little bit right now.
We put a line on it with Jason's truck
Hey,
and just pulled it back a little bit, sort of a control line.
we keep Jason on this side to prevent it from flopping. Okay. Hold that line there a bit.
Colin needs the control line to pull the tanker back, away from the rotator, as it flips.
Stop. Back it off a bit. Just hold it.
Start to let go, Colin.
This could go very wrong.
Come on.
On a narrow stretch of road,
Stop. Back it off a bit.
just off Alberta's Highway 16,
This was the one wreck that I was the most worried and nervous on, because that was the first time I had ever done that.
Colin's trying to rotate a trailer half full of crude oil upright on the highway. But he's all out of room, and the wreck is dangerously close to hitting the rotator.
Start to let go, Colin.
Just keep a little tension on it.
This could go very wrong. Rip the tank open, just because it's aluminum and it's already taken severe structural damage.
Come on. Decent, Jimmy. Decent.
Colin's last-minute fix saved the day.
There's a lot that could have gone wrong. A lot.
Good.
Very, very happy with that.
The next night in Jamie's BC yard,
Got to pre-trip the truck to make sure all the lights are working, the signals, the aero board, the flashers.
Robert's got a new flagging truck, and he's itching to get back out on patrol.
It's my job, and I love it. When you love something, you can't just walk away from it.
There, everything's working. Truck's nice and warm. Let's go check the coke out.
I like keeping people safe. That's who I am, and that's what I like doing. I'm grateful that Jamie sees what he sees in me.
This guy shines. I mean, he's got a pretty bright future with us.
Jimmy Davis in the red truck, are you out here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Guy broken down just after the snow shoot. He's westbound.
Okay, buddy, I'll head her down there right now. Everybody's put on this earth for a purpose, and my purpose is to protect people. I believe that.
Next time on Highway Through Hell.
Interesting.
A jackknife perched on a barrier,
How are you gonna get the trailer?
divides Jamie's crew.
They're gonna push the cement out.
Let's see what happens.
What do you got?
Simultaneous wrecks
How many vehicles?
send Jordy scrambling.
2 vehicles on fire. Everything's shut down.
And Al teams up with Jamie's brother.
Here we go.
But a communication breakdown puts their recovery at risk.
We're ripping. Al!
Breaking.